we're doing a lot better in High Point. When I moved here 12, 13 years ago, I worked at the newspaper and we were doing stories on murders, on a lot of businesses and manufacturing closing, fighting with the city council members fighting. I do see now that there is a lot of collective initiatives to bring some industry to the community, to have a museum like this where we employ 40 people and benefit to local vendors, local businesses, and that's very encouraging. I would like to see additional industry come here and offer well-paying jobs so that we can keep some of these HPU kids in town instead of going to Connecticut or but we're so happy when we have students that want to stay here and build a life here.
I would like to see us come together more, sometimes not just in crisis situations. Like Western North Carolina is an example, people stepped up, but we can step up every day. So just thinking more about not that I'm all good, but making it just a more compassionate community.
Yeah. Oh wow, changes in my community. For the most part, I would love for our systems to be fair and equitable across the board. And just knowing that is that kind of also connecting. I've had this conversation in several meetings lately where with the community and our neighbors that we work with, just knowing sometimes that when, as a community, if you get too far removed from some of the things that are happening, you might know something with your head, but do you feel it with your heart? And this has been brought up in many conversations where we want to just bring that connection to people, where it's not just, I know this exists here, I know that some people are food insecure, I know that they struggle with access to resources, but also recognizing it and feeling it and having empathy and wanting to say, okay, I see this and I feel it, how can I help make a difference? So I would think that's the biggest thing.
There are so many changes in the Washington Street community, but first I want to say that a lot of work has been done already and a lot of hope has already happened, but we need more. And I think that when other people really take the time to see what we're doing, when we have a community where others can see that is safe, and then we'll have more people to come and see the great things that we're doing. We're already working with beautifying the community. We're already working with our community, our neighborhoods, our businesses, and we have work to do. We need to get back to where we had 55, businesses on the street that's booming, but it's coming. And I have hope and I have belief in our community. I have belief in our leaders. I have belief in the High Point as a whole that believes in Washington Street, and DUP is just fortunate to be a catalyst for this revitalization. I'm gonna say for this renaissance, for this revolution that is getting ready to happen on Washington Street.
See, in the High Point community, definitely making sure that we're still keeping those key stakeholders as well as individuals that may not usually have a seat at the table, to have a seat at the table so that everyone understands exactly what the needs of the community is. Making sure that there's always more opportunities for those in the community. Education, of course, we know is really big because it's one of our focuses. Equal access to education, right? Opportunities where individuals can thrive financially and be stable, because that's only when our community can be at our best, when everyone is thriving. We can't be at a point where it's just this pocket of individuals are thriving. Everyone has to do it together. So making sure that's there. I think I talked about making sure our leadership is strong, making sure that we're all on one accord as much as we can. So whether that's with the university, whether that's with local government, as well as with our nonprofit organizations and members of our community, making sure that we have opportunities to come together and have those conversations so that we're moving forward.
I think we've got a pretty great community here in High Point. I think we've long had wonderful human service organizations like the Community Clinic or like the YWCA. Or Family Service of the Piedmont, any of those organizations that work to improve the community in general. The YWCA in particular, of course, has a focus on women and support for women in our community. I think that we're pretty wonderful as it is, but there's always room for improvement, and why settle for or become complacent? We can always do more. I think I would love to see continued involvement, of course, by the university and the Center for Community Engagement in all of our community's organizations. I'd love to see continued and increased collaboration among agencies in the community, how we can band together and, there's strength in numbers and we're stronger together. So what can we do together to continue to support our community and to support the members in our community who need our help? And I think I'd love to see us just continue to do the great things that we're doing, because I do think that High Point is pretty special in how it takes care of itself, how members of High Point work to take care of other members of High Point. And I think that that's a pretty special characteristic that we're fortunate to live every day.